This question asks, so how do you get around probate? Nobody wants to drag it out for a year or more. I couldn't agree more. Probate is a sucker's game that just makes lawyers money. So, unless you love paying lawyers money, and if there's any of you out there, please let me know. Would you like to adopt a attorney for a son? But anyway, I digress. If you love your children more than you love lawyers and judges and court systems, then you do want to avoid probate. So very simply, how do you avoid probate? Well, the best legal method of avoiding probate is a trust. And there's different types of trusts depending on your situation. There's revocable, there's irrevocable, there's special needs trust if you have beneficiaries that may be on public benefits. There is discretionary trust if you happen to have beneficiaries who are terrible with money or drug or alcohol addictions or things like that. There's a million different ways to set up a trust, but the idea is that unlike you, who will die one day, the trust never dies. And so when you have your assets properly coordinated with a trust at the time of your death, those assets then become managed by a successor trustee. So you're usually the trustee for many of these trusts while you're alive. The moment you die or become incapacitated or resign, a successor trustee steps up, manages the assets. And if your trust says, upon my death, the successor trustee shall manage the assets long enough to distribute them to my beneficiaries, then that avoids the probate process. Now, there are other ways to avoid probate. There are joint owners with rights of survivorship. There are beneficiary designations. And a lot of people use these and they swear by them of who needs a trust. I'll just throw beneficiaries on everything. But I've had a lot of videos on this platform where I talk about the potential risks of just adding a beneficiary. What if your beneficiary dies with you or before you, or at the time of your death, your beneficiary has had a stroke and is in a nursing home themselves? And people don't think about this. If you had your children when you were in your early 20s, well, when you're in your 90s, your kids are going to be in their 70s. We all know people in their 70s that have unfortunately been diagnosed with dementia or have had a stroke or something that makes them not a great candidate to receive a bunch of money at the time of your passing. So all of the beneficiary designations, joint ownership is a whole different story. I have videos on why you don't want to add people to your deed on your house. There's tax reasons. There's asset protection implications. You don't want to add them as joint on your bank accounts. That causes a bunch of problems for many folks. So the beneficiary is great as long as all of your beneficiaries survive you, are healthy, happy, not in the middle of a divorce, not in the middle of a lawsuit, haven't developed a drug problem, not on public benefits. But if any of those things happen, it all goes straight to shit and you wish you had a trust. So get a trust. Have a great day.